Fighting fires don't often bring images of police officers, but this one does, and a woman from Franklin is grateful for it. 10 at Your Side's Anita Blanton introduces us to two heroes in blue.
Tom, I asked Sergeant Lyons and Officer Livingston, who you see right there, if they get any fire training in police academy, and they adamantly answered no. They followed that by saying, though, that Wednesday when a home was burning in front of them, they couldn't in good conscience stand back knowing there was a woman inside. Sergeant Todd Lyons and Officer Quentin Livingston have been a team for the better part of 5 years and talk about having stories to tell one day.
If we have the opportunity to help someone, we take every advantage of that opportunity to help them, regardless of the circumstances.
They drove into this neighborhood for an unrelated call, and within 5 minutes of being there,
one of the citizens said, "Hey, Livingston, that the house is on fire. I think somebody in there."
He immediately switched gears.
I saw a black cloud of vertical smoke coming from out of the front door. I immediately sprinted to the door.
I came from around this side, came up the porch here, and met Livingston on the front porch.
Without mask or any protective gear, they made their way in, determined not to leave out alone.
We don't go into burning buildings every day, but I mean, when somebody says it's a house on fire and there's somebody in there, I mean, how do you weigh life? I went in first. He went in directly behind me. Initially, when we went inside, I was overtaken by the smoke.
With the fire spreading fast, they crawled and felt their way through.
As I began to scan my hand over the couch, I noticed a pair of shoes, felt a pair of shoes. So I took my hand and drifted it to the right of the shoes. I felt a person's skin, and I said, "Sergeant Lyons, I got her."
They carried her outside as other first responders were arriving and performed CPR until she was conscious again.
I can't say that we're fearless, but in terms of second guessing, no.
It's nothing they ever trained for, but something they'd gladly do again. But of course, they're hoping that's not necessarily, especially Sergeant Lyons' wife, who is expecting their first son any day now. Congratulations to them. At last check, though, the woman who was in that home was recovering in the hospital. If you saw, she was living in a duplex, which meant there's a shared wall. Flames were spreading, and there was a woman in a wheelchair who lives next door. You'll hear from her at 6. Anita Blanton, 10 on your side.